Welcome to Sportpen.
Great to be here.
Today we're strapping in for a high-octane journey right into the heart of a team that didn't just play baseball. They pretty much redefined dominance. The 1988 Oakland Athletics.
Oh, yeah, that team was something else.
Forget dusty history lessons. We're talking, pivotal moments that crackled with energy, a relentless drive you could almost feel, and performances so audacious, people still talk about them.
Absolutely.
Think insightful analysis, but hopefully with a side of fun, too. All geared towards understanding what really makes a team legendary.
Right. What's that secret sauce?
Exactly. Our mission, to kind of dissect the DNA of greatness, see how certain athletes and seasons don't just play the game, they actually rewrite the rule book.
And the 88 A's, well, they wrote a pretty compelling chapter, didn't they?
They certainly did.
Yeah, when you think of teams that were just built differently, the 88 A's definitely come roaring to mind. But, their story wasn't an overnight sensation. No, this was a franchise with deep roots, going way back to Philadelphia, then Kansas City. A lot of people remember the swingin' A's of the 70s.
Right, the dynasty years, 3 World Series wins.
Flamboyant bunch. Then you had that brief but memorable Billy Ball era in 1980 under Billy Martin.
Ah, yes, Billy Ball.
And then the sale to Walter Haas Jr. in the early 80s brought this renewed focus, a commitment to restoring that classic athletics identity, the name, the elephant mascot.
Right.
It all sort of culminated in that powerful 88 squad.
So not out of nowhere, it was an evolution.
Exactly, a long evolution and a pretty clear vision by then.
Okay, let's dive into this lineup. Because it was almost unfair how much talent they crammed onto one roster.
Seriously.
I mean, take Jose Canseco. MVP barely scratches the surface, does it?
Not even close.
He didn't just lead the league in homers with 42 or RBIs with 124 or post that, cartoonishly good .959 OPS.
Which is already amazing.
Right. But he did something nobody had ever done before the 40-40 season. 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases.
40-40. It's still mind-boggling.
It's the kind of statistical unicorn that makes you just stop and stare. And naturally, an all-star selection was part of that package, too.
And what's fascinating about Canseco's season is how it became this huge individual spectacle, but it also totally propelled the team forward.
Yeah.
It was just a statement of pure, unadulterated offensive ability. But, and this is crucial, he wasn't operating in a vacuum. Not at all.
Okay.
Look at Dave Henderson, for example.
No.
Phenomenal year. His WAR, wins above replacement, which sort of estimates his total value, was a remarkable 6.3.
Wow, 6.3 is huge.
It really is. He scored 100 runs, 154 hits, and his .887 OPS, his 149 OPS plus brushing. That tells you he was an absolutely elite offensive performer.
Another all-star, too. Baby.
Another all-star. You had these incredible individual talents just meshing, creating something really special.
Exactly. And then there was Mark McGwire, blasting 32 homers of his own.
Can't forget him.
Another all-star. His .352 on-base percentage fed into a very solid .830 OPS. This wasn't just, one or two guys carrying the load.
Yeah.
No, it was relentless, a barrage.
It really felt like it. And we can't overlook Carney Lansford either. Just a hitting machine. Played 150 games, raked 155 hits.
And guess what?
Let me guess.
Another all-star.
Another all-star. It felt like opposing pitchers were just running a gauntlet every single inning.
No kidding.
But, while those power numbers are just dazzling, a really crucial element of their success was the defense.
Right. Defense wins championships, as they say.
Well, sometimes. And particularly the emergence of Walt Weiss. He deservedly won Rookie of the Year.
Okay, Walt Weiss.
Yeah, his offensive stats might not scream superstar, maybe not like the others, but his glove at shortstop, invaluable.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The 58-game errorless streak he had after the All-Star break led the AL in fielding percentage for shortstops during that same stretch. That's the kind of steady, reliable defense that championship teams are built on.
And he wasn't homegrown.
No, they actually traded for him. Which just shows smart team building, right? Finding the right pieces. Absolutely. And, okay, pitching-wise, anchoring that staff was the formidable Dave Stewart.
Stu, a workhorse.
Consistently delivering quality starts. And then, at the back end, you had Dennis Eckersley just locking down games.
A truly lights-out closer. Almost unhittable that year.
Yeah, he really was. Now, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the whole Bash Brothers thing, Canseco and McGwire.
The forearm bash.
That image after a home run, it's so iconic of that era.
It definitely captured the zeitgeist, didn't it? And it was, frankly, brilliant marketing.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. It created this larger-than-life persona of these two incredibly fearsome sluggers. Pow.
Yeah.
But behind the image, while they were undoubtedly this potent offensive force together on the field,
Yeah.
they weren't necessarily, best buddies off the field, not the closest of friends.
Oh, interesting.
It kind of speaks to how that on-field synergy and a shared goal can create this really powerful perception, even if the personal dynamics are different.
That is interesting, the constructed image versus the reality behind it. Now, guiding this whole incredible collection of talent was Tony La Russa,
The skipper.
a managerial legend, really.
Hmm.
And 88 was a huge year for him. What was his secret sauce? What made his leadership work so well there?
Well, from everything we know, La Russa's approach was really deeply rooted in building trust and respect with his players.
Okay.
He seemed to believe in really understanding each individual, what motivated them, what challenges they might be facing personally or professionally.
Though not a one-size-fits-all kind of guy.
Exactly. Sources suggest he wasn't like that at all. He tailored his communication, his expectations to each player, this sort of personalized approach fostering individual buy-in that was likely a key factor in getting such a talented but potentially diverse group to play as one cohesive unit.
And he had that law degree too, right? Does that factor in?
He does, yeah. He has a law degree. It might suggest a very, strategic, analytical mind at work there in the dugout. Probably didn't hurt.
So it was more than just X's and O's calling the right plays. It was about understanding the human element,
Definitely.
which makes sense when you think about team dynamics in general. Leadership isn't just the manager, right? It can
Right.
come from veteran players, maybe even younger guys stepping up.
Exactly right. Formal leaders, informal leaders.
And when that leadership from all levels is kind of aligned and positive, it can create this real force multiplier for team cohesion and ultimately performance.
Absolutely. It sounds like La Russa really cultivated an environment where those different leadership roles could emerge and actually thrive.
That makes sense.
Yeah, a team with strong leadership at multiple levels, it tends to be more resilient, more adaptable, and ultimately more successful in facing its goals. It creates this culture of accountability, shared responsibility.
All right, so this powerhouse team, built with stars, defense, pitching, leadership,
Yeah.
they just steamroll through the regular season. An astounding 104 wins.
104. Just incredible.
That kind of dominance, it creates serious expectations come playoff time, doesn't it?
Oh, massive pressure.
And they lived up to it, at least initially, in the ALCS. Swept the Boston Red Sox.
Swept them. It really felt like destiny was calling for them.
It did. They were the clear favorites heading into the 88 World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Who were a very good team themselves, mind you. Won 94 games in a tough National League.
True, but the narrative was definitely all about the juggernaut A's. Everyone expected them to roll.
That was the consensus, yeah.
And then came Game 1, Dodger Stadium, and, well, it just defied all expectations.
Understatement of the year, maybe.
These jumped out early, right? Canseco hit that towering grand slam in the second inning off the rookie Tim Belcher.
Yep. Looked like the script was being followed perfectly at that point. A's power on display.
Exactly. But the Dodgers, even though they were the underdogs dealing with some significant injuries, they showed incredible grit.
They really did. And the focus then shifted almost entirely to Kirk Gibson.
Ah, Gibson.
Yeah, he was battling a severely pulled hamstring, a swollen knee, injuries he'd picked up in the NLCS. He could barely walk.
I remember seeing footage. It looked painful.
Oh, it was. The NBC broadcast even mentioned he was, nowhere to be found just before the ninth inning started. The assumption was he's done. He can't play.
Let alone have any kind of impact.
Right. It painted this picture of a warrior just sidelined by injury. And yet, bottom of the ninth inning, Dodgers trailing 4-3, 2 outs.
Facing Dennis Eckersley.
Facing Eckersley, who was, as we said, virtually unhittable.
Yeah.
And out of the dugout, out of the shadows, hobbles Kirk Gibson.
It gives you chills just thinking about it. The most dramatic, improbable entrance imaginable.
Pure Hollywood. Pure theater. The tension in that stadium must have been just electric.
I bet.
Gibson, clearly in immense pain, somehow steps into the batter's box. And what unfolds next is, it's simply one of the most iconic at-bats in baseball history.
The stuff of legends.
2 outs, full count, home run, off Eckersley to win Game 1 for the Dodgers.
Unbelievable.
The sheer unlikelihood of it all. A severely injured player, wasn't even expected to play, hits a series-altering home run against one of the best closers in the game. It's just, legend is the right word.
Absolutely. And Vin Scully's call on NBC.
Legendary. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
Chills. And Jack Buck's radio call, too. I don't believe what I just saw. It just cemented that moment in baseball lore forever.
It really did. Even that bizarre, almost comical interruption of some completely unrelated local PV station broadcast during the game.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. WMGT, was it?
Something like that. It just adds this weird, surreal layer to an already unbelievable night.
So Game 1 becomes this instant classic, this all-time moment, mostly because of Gibson.
Absolutely. It transcended just being Game 1. But the series did continue, of course.
Right, it wasn't over yet.
No, but the Dodgers ultimately prevailed. They won it in 5 games, 4-1.
And interestingly, after Canseco's grand slam in that first game, the A's offense just kind of went quiet, didn't it?
It really did. The bats just cooled off significantly after that initial burst.
Wow, what a stunning reversal.
Yeah.
This team that had been so dominant looked unstoppable. Falls in the World Series.
Yeah.
That must have been an absolutely crushing disappointment for everyone involved with the A's.
Oh, without a doubt. To have that kind of phenomenal regular season, dominate the ALCS, and then fall short on the biggest stage, especially when you're the heavy, heavy favorites, that's a tough blow.
For sure.
But, even in defeat, that 1988 season left this indelible mark. Canseco's historic 40-40 season, Walt Weiss winning Rookie of the Year, those were huge individual achievements that still contribute to the team's overall story of excellence.
That's true.
Even the ultimate team goal wasn't quite realized that particular year.
That's a really crucial perspective, actually. And as we know, the story didn't end there for them, did it?
Not at all.
The A's, maybe fueled by that 88 experience, they came back even stronger in the following years.
They sure did.
Won the World Series in 1989, swept the Giants, with much of that same core group.
Exactly. So while 1988 ended in heartbreak, you could argue it was a vital stepping stone in a larger period of really sustained success for that franchise.
Yeah, it puts it in context.
Yeah. The 1988 season is just a really significant chapter in the long, fascinating history of the Athletics. From their early dynasties way back in Philadelphia to the swinging A's, then Billy Ball, and much later the whole Moneyball era. Each period has contributed to the team's rich tapestry. And the 88 team, with its incredible blend of power hitting, strong pitching, dynamic personalities, it really represented another major peak in their Oakland history.
In that World Series, especially Gibson's homer, it sort of transcended the actual outcome of the series itself, didn't it?
Totally. It became one of the defining moments in baseball history, full stop. Solidified Gibson's place in the game's folklore forever.
And it's interesting, too, to look at where some of those key figures went after 88. Tony La Russa, of course.
Yeah, TLR went on to achieve even greater success, managing other franchises, winning multiple World Series titles.
And Dave Stewart.
Stu continued to be a dominant force on the mound for several more years, a renowned pitcher.
It just speaks to the sheer caliber of talent and leadership that was present on that 1988 A's team, even if they didn't lift the trophy that specific year.
Exactly. It's a reminder that even in disappointment, greatness can be forged, which also makes the more recent struggles and the planned relocation of the Oakland Athletics all the more poignant when you contrast it with this era of past glory like 88.
It certainly does. It really provides perspective. So as we bring this deep dive into the 1988 Oakland Athletics to a close, let's maybe just ponder this for a moment.
Okay.
How can a single unexpected event, like Kirk Gibson hobbling up and hitting that home run, possess the power to redefine an entire season? And maybe even shape our perception of a team's greatness, even if they don't ultimately win the championship?
It's a great question.
What does the saga of the 88 A's, with all their regular season dominance and then that World Series heartbreak, what does it reveal about that razor-thin margin between achieving legendary status and facing just profound disappointment in the unpredictable world of sports?
Something to think about, for sure, that fine line.
Definitely. Thanks for listening to Sportpen.